It's hard to imagine today being any more exciting because I'm off to look at a crane here. A long drive here into Alberta, and I hope it's worth it. I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty nervous though, guys. These things always get me all worked up. It's pretty exciting to think what life's gonna be like at the log building site there with the crane. So let's see what we can do here. Headed into the storm here. Well, this is my new machine and I am beyond excited about it. It's awesome. I might have a really big problem with it though, lifting logs solo, but we'll see how it goes. Oh man, there's a lot to this little beauty. Let's get right at her. I'm building my own log house, so I think it goes without saying, having a good way to move logs around is just paramount for my efficiency. Now that ended up being a bit of a problem because with endless supply of money, you know, there's a whole bunch of options to move logs around good and lots of reach. But to find something that good, but also in my budget, well, it took me a long time to find this beauty, but here she is now. Well, she's small, but she's mighty. It really is no toy. This is 15,000 pounds and it's an 8-ton crane, so it can lift 16,000 pounds. It's a serious little piece of equipment. I barely know how to run it. 24 feet of boom, plus there's a 12-foot extension, so 36 feet of reach. It's pretty serious. So it's definitely smaller than what I was first looking at. When I first seen it up for sale, I knew it was a real beauty, but I was like, this might be too small. You know, I can't go and I can't reach a tremendous amount out with a big log. But what I can do, the subsequent advantage of that is being smaller, it's going to be a lot easier to move around to the different walls, and also this is quite a nimble little machine to pick up a log and move it around here driving with the crane. Well, a lot of people were always telling me, well, why don't you just rent a machine? Well, it would be just so nice to have for the whole duration of the build and not just to put up a couple of the hard logs. So when I seen this, I knew not just for this build, but for the next build and every little thing I'm going to be doing. Like, there's going to be a lot of timber to move around, and there's going to be a lot of lifting instances where I'm going to be damn glad I have a little crane. And it was much cheaper to buy this than it would be to rent something. It's not even close. First off, she's a Grove. They made a lot of these old Grove cranes, and you can find them not too bad to buy. You know, they're here and there. And one of the real beauties I love about this is what's in here. Yep, you betcha. It's got a little 4BT Cummins engine. It's a 1985 models, but that's essentially the same engine that I got in all these inline 6-cylinder 12 valves here, minus 2 cylinders, and I really like that. I think that's an engine that should just run away here forever, especially how I'm using this crane, you know, relatively light use. You know, it's gonna run forever and it's gonna be damn good on fuel. I already know it. I'm really quite happy about it as my first piece of machinery. It was a pretty good price, and you know, it's a simple machine, the kind of machine I like to own without too much fancy shit. They're just a really simple operating machine with a beauty old 4BT Cummins in her. You gotta love it. Well, this is just one of the best days ever, man. Kinda hard to beat it. First piece of machinery ever, and I'm pretty damn happy about it too. I don't really know how to run it. I'm gonna bring it over there and we'll get to the rest here in a second. Brakes stop sometimes. There's no front windshield, so I just put my quad tarp on here. And that seemed to work really good. I'll have to buy another one, maybe a little smaller. So I'll just get her fueled up here and then we're gonna try and swing some logs around here. 2 big tanks. One is hydraulic oil, this one, and then diesel. I expect this is gonna be a cheap machine to run, and you know that makes all the difference. All the difference. I don't have any of the proper rigging gear just yet, so we'll have to make do with what I got. How nice is this storage compartment here for all the slings and rope and everything. Perfect. I'm starting really small here so I don't get myself in trouble, and I better move this camera too because I have no idea how this is gonna go. So you can probably see the problem I'm worried about here right away. There's a swivel on this. Obviously the cable can't hold this log from twisting like this. So what would usually happen is you would have somebody on the end of a rope controlling an end. But it's just me out here. So this is what I'm really worried about. Let's see how that goes. See, like this. See, if I was on the end of this, now I can control exactly where it's gonna go. But I gotta control both ends here. This is a pick and carry crane. With this big deck on it, what it's actually designed to do is pick something up, and then the crane's able to lift it onto the deck, and then you can drive around with it on the deck. And I knew that would be handy for the logs. I think what these were used for was carrying pipe. So you can actually put the boom right up and set pipe or a log in these here things and then drive around. And I needed to be able to do that because I'm only gonna have one machine out here. This machine has to do it all, and it's very hard, I found, to drive the crane, not run into things, and hold ropes so it wouldn't spin. So I'm still working out the knots of how to do all this, but hopefully we can move logs around like that. That was embarrassing. That's something I've been worried about too. It's only a 2-wheel drive unit and it weighs a metric shit ton. It's really gonna be limited. Like, it just rained and it's soft here, and it just wasn't going through there. Like my truck drove right over it. No problem, eh? But that's just too heavy. I'll make out fine, just stay on the better ground here. I'll still be able to get around here, no problem, but something definitely to consider. And we'll have to see what happens here. And the snow will be another issue, but beauty. Okay. Okay, that is cool. Now I got even more reach. That's the jib. And that's pretty slick how that works. That is serious reach there now. Hopefully we can reach the logs into the middle of the house. We'll have to check that here now. Well, I got all the reach I need to lift in here and get everything I need. Sure would have been nice to have when I was setting all these beams. So being able to reach in that far is the first thing. And then the second thing is making sure I don't tip the crane over when I'm out that far. The farther out I go, the more likely it is to tip. But right now I'm over the front and I'm at about 40 degrees. And you can see it's still safe to lift close to 3,000 pounds, which is a pretty big log. It looks like this is just going to work perfect. So there's a lot of levers in here, no doubt. These are my gears, this is reverse, and this is forward. So these are all the different outriggers. So that gives you more stability and keeps all the weight off the tires. The tractor here is not mine. I've just been borrowing it and it's been great to have on the build. I'm so grateful that I've been able to use it. I started running this tractor helping on the family farm when I was about 12 years old. So it's been 10 years I've been running it. It has been worked hard over the years and it has an unguessable amount of hours on it. But it's still a great old machine. I've been working it really lightly here. You know, I just lift the log up and then wait, lift it down, and trying to take really good care of it too. I'm really glad I have my own machine though now, and that I'm able to return this and, you know, have my own machine now. It's awesome. I've been saving up for a long time, and all the joys in the process. Like if you just gave me a scratch ticket lottery card in some unimaginable scenario and said, here is this crane, it wouldn't mean near as much as it does now. You know, it's a real beauty. I'm real happy with it. And I didn't spend even as much on it as I thought I would. And that's really a beauty, to find a little diamond in the rough. And, you know, and now I can look at what's the next big thing here. Because, yeah, I left some room in the budget, and which is nice, because there's a whole bunch of stuff I need to buy for this house. Or maybe there's a few big pieces there, big tools or little machines there for this build too. And for me that I might look into. So that's what's exciting. And that's the beauty of these things, you know, it really is. With that, friends, I really hope you enjoy seeing my new machine with me here. I enjoyed sharing it and filming it. They make really fond memories, so I'm happy to share them with you guys. Like going to get that thing, you could probably see how excited I was to go get it. You know, that was months of looking and a lot of hard work, and even though it's not the biggest deal for everyone, I'm pretty damn happy about it. I can't wait to keep showing you it on the rest of the build here. It's going to have a lot of work, and that's where I'll catch you guys on the next one, where we'll be building with this beauty and just in the nick of the time, because I really need it now. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope everyone's doing just great.